What to make of the markets and what your strategy be like? Let's try and understand that. And let me welcome Kunal Bothra, who is already with us, and Shivangi Sarda is also here with us in the show. A very good afternoon to both of you, and thank you so much for your time. And Kunal, your take on the markets. You have been bullish on the markets, and you also suggested that it's going to be quite a range-bound markets. But what do you make of this recovery intraday?
Yeah, it's a very good recovery. So, in the morning we were saying 25,050 on the spot levels should be a support, and the index comes closer to that, point. It could be a very good contrast zone for index traders. I think we made a low of 25,080 or 75 on the Nifty spot. So, we were almost closer to that kind of a major support point. And the fact that this 500-point rally for the 500-point range for the index from 25,000 to 25,500, if you see a bounce back from a lower end of the range for the index, that tells you that that's a zone where the demand has come back again for the indices. Now, the more interesting part was mid-session when the index was at 25,000, 80 levels on the spot. The put call ratio had come back to deep oversold territories for the Nifty. I think at one point we were almost at 0.5, 0.51 for the Nifty PCR. So that was also one of the indicators that indicated that the markets are going to an extreme oversold territory, and we could be in for a decent bounce. Now, after today's intraday recovery, I believe that, and with the strength coming back into the banking index, I believe that we could probably be looking out for a further up move for the Nifty over the near term. So now, I think from 25,050 as a initiation point, we would now be looking at 25,400 to 25,500 for the Nifty over the very near term as a target.
And Shivangi, I wanted to come to you for your take on metals pack specifically, because in the morning we were just chatting about the note coming in from Nomura, where they were highlighting the fact that the production in China is actually getting a hit, which could be beneficial for some of these Indian steel companies. And along with that, it's the whole steel safeguard duty that is definitely boosting the numbers and is expected to do well in the times ahead. But Shivangi is saying that, what's your take on the technical front? Because I see JSW Steel, Tata Steel, they have once again picked that momentum.
Very good afternoon, Shishti and Snehi. Thank you for having me. So we've seen that the metal pack has kind of witnessed a good amount of open interest addition here. In fact, one of the preferred pick for this afternoon, I had JSW Steel in mind. This stock particularly has broken out of its consolidation of the last 11 trading sessions, and we can see that even on the longer time frame, it has been making a higher top, higher bottom on the weekly basis. So looking quite positive with sustainable move from the last few weeks. Now, of course, the volumes in the last three trading sessions have been remarkably higher than the average, which standouts for this stock. And overall, there is a little bit of a sector tailwind as well. So this would be a buy from my side with a target of 1190 levels and a support of 1125. So
Okay, that's the take coming in on JSW Steel. Kunal, while we're talking about the sectors that are doing well right now, we've touched upon metal, we've spoken about banks earlier, but what is your take on some of the PSU banks in particular? The case in point being Canara, SBI, they're both looking very good, and I believe they're your picks for today as well. Yeah?
In fact, Canada was something I recommended in the morning also with a target of 124, because I was anticipating that, so we did a relative strength study that which are the sectors which have been doing very well. PSU banks apparently was one of the best performing sector. Within the sectors, when we did a relative strength study amongst the stocks, apparently Canara Bank, came out to be one of the better performing names, on closing yesterday. So that was purely an indication that, if the markets have to get back into recovery, then PSU banking stocks would lead the charge. In that sense, and then within the PSU banking names, there could be a stronger case that names like Canara Bank or SBI could probably tend to outperform. So, the bet was on both of these stocks. Apparently, both of these stocks have done reasonably well, and I would still believe that there should be much more headroom for many of these PSU banking names to perform very well. So from a short-term play, I would still continue to be bullish on Canara Bank with a near-term target of 125, and stop loss could now be trailed higher to 119 for traders who are looking at a fresh buy at current levels. And for SBI, I would actually look at a psychological break of that 900 mark coming for the stock in the near term. So targets of 900 for SBI, stop loss could be kept closer to 850.
All right, those are the picks coming in from Kunal. But Shivangi, what about you? Which are your stock ideas?
So from the stock idea space, on my radar is also one of the PSU name banking stock, which has witnessed good amount of short covering move in today's trading session. And talking about SPI, and we've seen that this stock has consolidated at the higher base from the last four trading sessions. And whatever call writers were there, they have been seeing unwinding their position. So this caused a bit of a trigger and rally in today's session. Of course, the longer term structure looks quite positive. It has come out of the consolidative band from the last 5 months, and specifically Bank Nifty gaining momentum and now starting to outperform after series of underperformance. This one would be one to lead the entire pack. So now I'm looking at SPI with the next potential target of around 900 levels and on an immediate basis, of course, and a stop loss of around about 860 zone.
So that's SBI looking good to Shivangi right now. That was also one of Kunal's picks. So SBI and Canara Bank both looking good. But let's focus from PSUs and talk about private banks. And IndusInd Bank at that, the top Nifty gainer right now. Because in the latest when it comes to this bank's accounting lapse investigation, ex-deputy CEO Arun Khurana was quizzed today. Earlier this week, ex-CFO Gobind Jain was also grilled, and ex-CEO Sumant Katpalia has been summoned for questioning tomorrow as well. Anurag Shah is here with more details.
In IndusInd Bank derivative accounting lapses case today, Mumbai EOW questioned former deputy CEO of IndusInd Bank, Arun Khurana, and he has given his replies to EOW, and he is again summoned for Saturday. Prior to Arun Khurana, CFO of IndusInd Bank, Gobind Jain, also grilled by EOW, and he claimed that he only flagged the issue internally. Former MD and CEO of IndusInd Bank, Sumant Katpalia, is also summoned by EOW for tomorrow. So EOW is investigating that derivative accounting issue was started in year 2015, but it came out in 2024 only. So EOW is investigating on this front after the application by bank's management. So all the aspects are investigated by EOW in this 1900 crore probe of derivative accounting losses, which also reported by IndusInd Bank, and after that we have seen a change in management also, and market cap of IndusInd Bank also crashed after this derivative accounting lapses. So now EOW is investigating on the application submitted by bank's management.